Briscoe Art Museum. Now, the Briscoe features artwork from the American West. On my right is the newest edition. On my right is a sculpture that is depicting a cattle crossing. And in front of the boat is the Tower Life building, completed in 1929. Directly in front of the boats on the pillows, and they put artwork on the walls. And at that point, they proceeded to stack the bones on top of each other, as if they were gigantic Lego blocks. So if you look up high in the sky and on my left, you see a bunch of boxes that are sticking out. These boxes are individual rooms that were placed on top of each other. Now, this hotel was built in about 200 days. And this hotel was in the Guinness Book of World Records for many years.
200 days
On my left is one of the largest structures to be completed so quickly. And it's still a nice hotel.
Wow, so nice.
An orange tree. You know, during the tour we see orange trees, palm trees.
Akka, orange tree parunga.
You know, this is a public park.
Orange tree. Oh. ஆமாடா ஆரஞ்சு ட்ரீ தான்டா கண்ணாடி. ஓ சாரி. எங்க போறீங்க போட்? அண்ணா இந்த போட்ல போலாமா?
போட்ல போலாம், அப்புறம் அந்த குதிரையில போலாம்.
இந்த போட் பா. இதே போட் தான்
வாவ், இது சூப்பரா இருக்கு. இது ஜாலியா இருக்கு. சஜு.
Good evening and welcome aboard. My name is Craig. I will be your driver tonight as we cover 2.5 miles here on the San Antonio River. I got some safety concerns, nothing real major. If you could, just try to keep your hands in the boat. Obviously no standing, no smoking. If you want to hop up and take a picture.
இது தெரியல போட்னு நம்ம இருக்குது. Hi. Say hi.
Up here on my left side, this next building, this one's really cool. It's kind of like an optical illusion if you look at it just right.
Hey, wow, super! River walk வந்துட்டோம்.
ஆல்டா முஞ்சிச்சா போலாமா?
ஆஹா கீழ
இப்போதான் ஸ்டார்ட் ஆயிருக்கு.
ஸ்டார்ட் ஆயிடா.
வாங்க நான் போலாம். இதோ இங்க தான் போணும் வா. அக்கா இப்படி போணுமா இல்ல இப்படி வரணும்?
ரிவர் வாக் இந்த பக்கம் தான் காமிக்குது. நாம இப்படி போயிட்டு இப்படி போறோம். ஜாஸ்தி. It is all put together $160.
How about this put all together?
அது வந்து around $40.
This?
This is around $15.
Oh.
Here we're here at the mall. Mall's got 1 million square feet of shopping. This is really the centerpiece here. Area opened up back in 1988. It's got the Christmas tree on my right. Santa Claus was here. Like I said, what, like 10 days ago. Kids were lining up. They were talking to Santa. Wait, Macra, she's not going to stop. So you got the tree on my right. And above the boat's an orange tree. You know, during the tour we see orange trees, palm trees.
River orange tree.
You know, this is a public park. Look at him go. At 15 miles long, the Riverwalk is larger than Central Park. It's a huge public space.
Wow.
And above the boat's a lemon tree. Checking out the boats. All the boats are different. My boat has a Spanish folk art.
나는 문조차.
Now, so far, pretty much everything we've been on behind the boat, that's a natural part of the river. Everything in front of the boat is fake, it's made from concrete. So if anyone asks you, is the Riverwalk real? Well, again, behind the boat is real, and in front of the boat's a man-made section. Now, even though this area was made from concrete, 99% of the river's natural. The river is over 200 miles long, and it empties into the Gulf of Mexico. A few miles north of Corpus Christi is the Bay of San Antonio, and that's where the river ends. 98% of the river is open to the public. South of downtown, people kayak, some people fish. There are still people who fish in the river. I think they're just doing it for fun. I don't think they eat the fish, but there are tilapia in here. And on my right is the Tower of the Americas, observation deck, rotating restaurant, 3D movie theater,
Come to
and
that.
a Starbucks. There's actually a lot that goes on up there.
Huh?
The tower is over 600 feet tall. It is taller than the Seattle Space Needle. It is shorter than the Stratosphere Tower in Las Vegas. It's the second tallest observation tower in the United States.
Second tallest observation tower. Good.
And we'll go to the mall. On my left is a statue of St. Anthony. St. Anthony is the English version of San Antonio. So you got the statue on my left-hand side. Before the river was named after St. Anthony, this was the Yanaguana River. Now we still have Yanaguana Street, Yanaguana Park, but this is the San Antonio River, and it has been for over 300 years. San Antonio is one of the oldest cities in America.
Hey, irada summa ida. Innu avalada. Jasti. It is all put together $160.
How about this? Put all together.
ಅದು வந்து around $40.
This?
This is around $15.
Oh.
Here we're here at the mall. Mall's got 1 million square feet of shopping. This is really the centerpiece here. Area opened up back in 1988. It's got the Christmas tree on my right. Santa Claus was here. Like I said, like 10 days ago. Kids were lining up. They were talking to Santa. Wait, Macra, she's not going to stop. So you got the tree on my right. And above the boat's an orange tree. During the tour we see orange trees, palm trees.
River orange tree.
This is a public park. Look at go. At 15 miles long, the Riverwalk is larger than Central Park. It's a huge public space.
Wow.
And above the boat's a lemon tree. Checking out the boats. All the boats are different. My boat has a Spanish folk art theme. Now the Frisco features artwork from the American West. On my right is the newest addition. On my right is a sculpture that is depicting a cattle prod. And in front of the boat's the Tower Life building, completed in 1929. Directly in front of the boat is the only 8-sided high-rise in America. talk more about the building in front of the boat when we get next to it, but that's a good view. And we're going under the Presa Bridge. This bridge is dangerously low. Please remain seated. The bridge was built in the 1800s. People were shorter. And we're passing these giant cypress trees. They are known as bald cypress trees. Every winter they shed their leaves. Every spring the leaves come back. A few days ago the leaves began to fall into the river. These trees are at least 200 years old. These trees predate the Riverwalk. The Riverwalk, for the most part, was built around existing plant life. And we're going under Navarro Street. Seeing the same streets over and over. We are curving through downtown. And we're going over the old crossing. Right now the water is 2 feet deep. So this is the low point of the river. Now in front of the boat is a granite dome. In front of the boat is the Bexar County Courthouse. Completed in 1898. The courthouse is still in use. And on my left is Tower Life. On my left is 8-sided high-rise. Now the Tower Life is a Gothic building. Part of that style does include gargoyles. If you look above the top row of windows, on the corner we see stone dragons. Again, very top and on the corner. About 3 stories down, there's another set. And if you look above the orange, stack the rooms on top of each other, as if they were gigantic Lego blocks. So if you look up high in the sky and on my left, you see a bunch of boxes that are sticking out. These boxes are individual rooms that were placed on top of each other. Now this hotel was built in about 200 days, and this hotel was in the Guinness Book of World Records for many years. On my left is one of the largest structures to be completed so quickly, and it's still a nice hotel.
Huh? எவ்வளோ 200 நாளில் கட்டினதா
200 years. 200
டேஸ்
200 days.
No, today it's 10 o'clock.
Today is Saturday, right?
Yes.
I thought it's still 11 o'clock.
Yeah, I thought we closed at 9 today, but no, we closed at 10. So. We all still have a long time to stay up there because I have to get everyone else out there. So yeah, enjoy. Take your time.
4D
It's like only
கலர்ஃபுல்லாக இருக்கு
What's that?
ஆனால் ஸ்ட்ரைட்டாக கீழே பார்த்தா எனக்கு தலை சுத்தும்.
பார்க்காத
This is the only elevator.
This elevator is reserved for the observation deck. We do have another elevator taking people from and to the bar, and the restaurant. But I can drive a lot to the bar and restaurant as well.
காது மூடிக்கிச்சு.
Yeah, just swallow.
இது ரெடி பண்ணேன்னு சொன்னேன். ஓகேப்பா இப்போ நான் ஏம்மா கீழெல்லாம் blurry ஆகுது
ஆ
ஏன் கீழெல்லாம் blurry ஆகுது
தெரியலையே
because it's dark it's blurry exactly
ஏய் அங்கே சைக்கிள் இருந்துச்சு
I mean like Appa wants to focus.
உங்கள் அம்மாவது செட்டிங்ஸில் எனக்கு தெரியலடா.
ஆமாம், அம்மா வந்து எல்லாமே செம பிளரி. அது அம்மா நல்ல ஃபோன் இல்லை.
அவையே தான் கேட்கணும், இந்த செட்டிங்ஸ் எல்லாம் போய் பண்ணுறது. நமக்கு வெறும் வீடியோ எடுக்க தான் தெரியும். அதில் செட்டிங்ஸ் எல்லாம் என் ஃபோனில் தெரியலன்றாங்க. செட்டிங்ஸ் எல்லாம் போய் அது எப்படி கிளியராக எடுக்கிறதுன்னு அவையே தான் கேட்கணும், எனக்கு தெரியும்.
நிற்கிறீங்களா அங்கே? ஆ சரி சரி. ஏய் எது மேலே ஏற நீனவா? ம்
was just done with her. We just left it to the wolves.
The retirement home. On my right is the old marina. On my right is where we park the boats. And behind the boat is Tower Light. Behind the boat's that 8-sided high-rise. But yeah, if you look to my right, that's where the boat goes, beneath the old library. When I was a kid, this was the library. Now, when we first got on board, I mentioned the water was 4 feet deep. Actually, right now, the water is 20 feet deep. We are in the flood channel, so this is the deepest part of the river. And it's the lowest point of the city. Every time it rains, water from the street comes down to the Riverwalk. And basically, that's what the Riverwalk does. It was built to protect the city from flooding. That is the main purpose. So when you start thinking about the history of the river, the nachos, the margaritas, they came later. What makes the Riverwalk special? We're safe when it rains. Now, we weren't always so lucky. Back in 1921, the city of San Antonio suffered a devastating flood. By the 1930s, they began developing the Riverwalk. And by 1941, the initial system was done. So basically what happened, they took an area that was susceptible to flooding, and it has now become really an iconic portion of the city and the backbone of downtown's economy. Downtown today, built for tourism. On my left is the San Fernando Cathedral. It's difficult to see the cathedral. It's on my left. Built by the Spanish nearly 300 years ago, tonight at 9 p.m., artwork is projected onto the church. So if you're going to be downtown, about 90 minutes, that is the corner of the Nix Hospital. Completed in 1930. On my left is where my grandma was born. Now recently the hospital was shut down. Eventually it's going to be a hotel.
Wow.
It's eventually going to be a hotel car.
Checking out these Christmas lights. We've been lighting up the Riverwalk every winter for nearly 5 decades. It takes over 2 months to put the lights up. They're on for about 2 months, and it usually takes nearly 2 months to take them down. And yeah, for some reason they take them down. I don't know why. Now the guys that put up the lights, they use ladders and cranes, but more often than not, they simply climb up the trees and throw down the lights.
What with the boat?
Here in that jet, being performed in the background. They used to broadcast live. Actually, you could hear this on the radio growing up here in town. So this has been going on for at least 40 years now. And I did hear a little bit of squeaking above the boat. Those are bats. Bats are still in the area. You can hear them. You can actually kind of smell them.
Bats.
Huh?
Bats. Huh? No. இல்லடா இந்த இதுலலாம் இருக்கும்.
And this is River Square. We've got the mariachis on my right.
Hey!
Mariachi music is still taught in high school here in town. And this is River Square, and this is really the heart of the Riverwalk. Last year, over 12 million. Good evening and welcome aboard. My name is Craig. I will be your driver tonight as we cover 2.5 miles here on the San Antonio River. I got some safety concerns, nothing real major. If you could, just try to keep your hands in the boat. Obviously, no standing, no smoking. If you want to hop up and take a picture, you go right ahead. Just be very careful with the bridges. What else? We have life jackets. I have absolutely no idea why. The water's only 4 feet deep. And if you have questions, please ask me questions, interrupt me. It's a narrated tour, and I point out the highlights. And again, thanks for coming on the boat.
Thank you. Steps இருக்குமா பார்த்தோம். இன்னொன்று பக்கம் வந்துடு. முன்னு போ நிதானமாக போ.
பார் 2 ஹியூமன் அப்படியே வாக்கிங் வருது. 2 ஹியூமன் நான் ஹியூமன் மாதிரி ஒரு பொம்மை நினச்சேன். ஆனால் ஹியூமன் really like the shot.
பார்த்துக்கிட்டு தான் இருக்கேன். Colorado. போடணும் அந்த பக்கம்